welcome to the very first episode of East Asia Super League Shoot-Around, the top basketball podcast for Asia's Premier League with the best club teams from around the region. It's your boy, Mikee Reyes, you already know, and I'm very, very excited to work with the one, the only, Lester Prosper, guys. First off, before I let him go off on all of us, I'm going to just let you guys know that I've always respected the guy, especially his game, but more so I've respected the type of guy he is when he's talking hoops. He's very straightforward. He speaks his mind. That's why I'm very excited to team up with him for EASL Shoot-Around. He's played in 12 different countries. The first time I saw him was when he played for Colombian Jeep out here in the Philippines for the PBA in 2019. He also played with the San Miguel Beermen in East Asia Super League's Terrific 12 a couple of years back. That's why I'm very, very excited to get this thing going with you, Lester. But yeah, Lester Prosper, everyone. What's up, Lester? How you been?
What's up, Mike? What's going on, baby? I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you, man. Respect to you and what you do. Excited to speak with you on the East Asia Super League's platform. I'm not going to take it easy on you, though, but, I see you out there. I see you out there working on your craft in the Philippines. Iron sharpens iron.
Yep,
happy to be here.
I don't expect you to go easy on anyone, especially when you talk hoops, man. That's why let's get this thing going. One of the things though that has been talked about, especially in recent months or recent weeks here in the Philippines, more so, is the entry of Asian imports in the B.LEAGUE in Japan. Okay, first guy who made it, 30 Ravenna last year when he played for San and Phoenix. That was big news. But slowly, man, a lot more Filipinos are signing. And not just Filipinos, man. Other Asian imports are signing in the B.LEAGUE. What's your take on that? Being a guy who's played in, again, a lot of countries, playing in the Philippines, you know all about Asian hoops. What's that like for you?
I think it's an absolutely amazing opportunity for some of the guys to go from the Philippines to B1. It gives people and not just people, it gives the world a chance to see what the Pinoy family, the Pinoy bred basketball players is made of, and 30 is very successful over there now. Now you have his brother going over there. Now you have Ray Parks. People are going to get to see the talent. And the thing about it is, the thing that makes it so amazing is that everyone thinks that when you play in the Philippines, you just play in the Philippines. No. You just can only play in the Philippines. That's not true. So this gives Japan to see what the Philippines are made of and what kind of talent that they have been producing in the Philippines for a long, long time. Remember, the Philippines is the second oldest basketball league in the world. The NBA is the first. So you have to give the Philippines their respect. And they have a lot of talented guys that are in the barangays that they have not even seen. So I think this is an amazing opportunity for the Philippines and the players that are coming out of the Philippines. And I think this is going to keep happening. And tell you the truth, the commissioners and the people who are on the board of the PBA, they should be proud of what their young players are doing and how they're representing the country.
Yeah, I think right now the Philippines is just in adjustment mode. Like, we're not being a Filipino and growing up here, being able to play basketball. This is something that's just new. This is new to all of us. This is a new avenue. This is a new opportunity for Filipinos, and I believe it's a stepping stone, especially for the younger generation, up and coming guys who are influenced by these hoopers. Talk about Ray Parks, Kobe Paras just signed 30 Ravenna. But man, exciting times ahead for all Filipinos around the world to be able to catch, again, Filipino talent, basketball talent, play in the national stage.
Also, it's just for Filipinos, or even Asian imports, to be able to have different options and to be able to face tougher competition and to be able to see what the Asian competition is about, not only in Thailand, not only in Taiwan, but also now you have Japan, and hopefully China will open up soon. And, next thing you know, Filipino players are going to China, and that would be amazing. Just don't put a limit on things, don't put a limit on these things.
Hey man, at the end of the day, when these superstars or these guys fly out to different countries, more space out here for other players to play in the league.
Absolutely.
More opportunity.
Absolutely.
So it's a win-win situation for everyone.
And they have the MPBL league that's over there.
Vismin is here.
Yeah, so now players from that can actually move up and get a situation in the PBA and take care of their families.
Yeah, I really don't see a negative in all this. This
I
whole
don't at
situation.
all.
I really don't. But
I don't at all.
before we dig deeper into the hoopers that again signed with the B League, I just want to ask you, because you played in the Philippines. Again, I said it earlier when I introduced you. You played in 12 different countries. What's the difference between like the passion of Filipino fans for basketball compared to the other? I'm not saying that we're more passionate or whatever, but like, what was it like when you played out here in the Philippines?
Well, basketball in the Philippines, like I said, I stated before, the PBA is the second oldest basketball league in the world. On top of that, when you go to the Philippines, you will see a basketball court in every barangay. You don't see that in every part of Asia. And I've been around Asia a long time. You do not see that. You don't see a basketball court on every corner or in the barangays or in the hood, what they say. You don't see that around. On top of that, basketball in the Philippines is a religion.
Oh, for sure, man.
It's a religion. You don't find too many countries in Asia that basketball is a religion. China is passionate about basketball, but it's not a religion.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference between Philippines and many different countries as a whole.
Yeah, and
not only in Asia, as a whole.
And I'm sure you experienced it though. When you walked around here and when you were playing for the Colombian Jeep, I assume everyone was like, Idol, what's up, Idol? Taking photos with you, saying what's up. So saying they're fans. So man, exciting times again ahead for Philippine basketball. But let's talk about the players that signed with the B League. Talk about Ray Parks, Kiefer Ravena, Javi Gomez de Liano. Also, Juan Gomez de Liano signed with the B League Division 2. 30 Ravena again returns for San Neo Phoenix. Kobe Paras is the most recent signing for the B League, playing for the knee.
Kobe's going to do well. Kobe's going to do well.
Yep. Brandon Hawato, your guy.
Yes, Kobe's. Hey, you know what? Kobe, you have to look out for Kobe also, because I've seen Kobe work and he's been working, so just not to cut you off, but Kobe is going to do very well. Plus, he's very, very explosive, and he has developed a better jump shot. I've seen what he has been doing. So, anyways, continue.
Okay, since you're already there, let's talk about Kobe real quick. Because we know his athleticism. We know what he can do on both ends. And he maximizes that, especially when he played for the UAAP with the UP Fighting Maroons. He almost led the team to the finals against Ateneo. They were beaten by the USD Growling Tigers. But looking at Kobe's situation, the Albirex team finished 17th in the league last season, 16 and 38. So that they will need someone like Kobe to really, maximize his potential and be able to carry the team. What can you say about Kobe Paras? Because I believe, okay, guys, my bad. Okay, I'm gonna get a lot of hate with this, but Kobe is not the most skilled hooper. He's not the most skilled, although he's getting better though, skill-wise. But his athleticism, his length, his energy, his youth, that's what differentiates Kobe from every.
Well, wait a minute. Let me ask you something. How old is Kobe?
21, I believe. 21, 22. Oh, yeah, exactly. For sure. Potential.
Exactly. Potential. Yeah. What we can say, okay, he has potential, right?
Yep.
His age, right? But this is what we can also say. His work ethic is impeccable. So we could talk about his skills or what we saw in the past, but you mix work ethic with subpar skills and athleticism. Come on, there's no ceiling there. You know what I'm saying? So that Alvarex team that is 17, okay, it ended 17. I'm not expecting you know, Alvarez to really move up too much, you know. But what I'm expecting Alvarez to have is entertainment.
Yep.
And
That's what Kobe brings.
what basketball is about? Entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
We want to see threes, we want to see dunks, we want to see pick and rolls, dunk it on somebody's head. That's what we want to see. Trash talking. That's what we want to see. You understand?
Yep. So,
and wins, of course, and surprises.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
Of
we all
course.
expect Kobe to ball out. But one thing we cannot deny is ticket sales are gonna go up for Albirex, especially with Kobe Paras coming in, man. Can you imagine like how many
ticket sales, views,
merchandise?
Merchandise.
Yeah.
You know what? If Japan was smart, you know, they are smart.
Yep.
Maybe they have a connection that's going on in you know, in the Philippines right now. They would have these jerseys on sale in the Philippines, because I guarantee you jersey sales, they're going to increase just off of Kiefer, Kobe, Ray,
yeah.
you know, 30, you know. Come on.
One more thing with Kobe. Okay, so I think we can both agree he's not the most skillful or most let's say established out of, like, if you compare him to Kiefer.
He's not, but he's working.
He's working. But will you also agree with me when I say that he has the highest ceiling? I think he has the highest ceiling. Just that athleticism and then that youth. Come on, bro. Give him another 4 or 5 years when he reaches 25, 26.
I'll say he has the second highest ceiling, because another player that you're going to have to look out for is Dwight Ramos.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think Dwight was there. I was talking about the B-League signings, the signees.
It's okay. Well, if we're talking about the signings now, with that, I say him.
Kobe. Because like we already know. I'm not saying they're not going to get better anymore, but more or less we know what Kiefer can bring to the table. More or less we know what Ray can bring. Maybe 30 and Kobe. Just because they're still young, man. And they can compete at the highest level. And like what you were saying, with that kind of work ethic, the way Kobe and 30, how they work, and then you add their athleticism, their energy, and their love for the game, man, I mean, you can expect.
30 is definitely a hard worker, and he's a hard-nosed defender. And once he develops more offensively, it's going to be a problem. And I'm going to leave it at that.
Oh, okay. Since you brought up 30 now, okay, so that's Kobe. Okay. We agree that he has the highest ceiling out of all the players that we mentioned. I think we can agree that he's not there yet, but he's going to get there. 30.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I'm biased when I say this, but I wasn't too happy with how Sana and Phoenix used 30. I believe that they didn't really know how to use him or maximize his talent. He's not really the guy whom you can just give him the basketball and just go to work. Because when he played for Ateneo, he was more of a leader. He did everything on both ends, but he never really had those isolation, except in the finals. Okay, except in the finals where he scored 30 every game. But I believe that when I was watching them, they didn't really use him as much. Okay, maybe injuries came on and injuries happened, unwanted injuries, but I think they can maximize him a little bit more. What do you say about that?
This is what they're paying him for. So whatever the coach needs you to do, that's what you have to do. You got to make adjustment. You know, so they give you the ball and they tell you to go, then they tell you to go. I was never an isolation player, but guess what? Coach John told me to go. That's what they're paying me for, and I have to go. Find a way, you know. And I think that was very, very good for him to be in that situation, because now he has experience. You understand, in that situation. So I know after the season, the work that he has put in was to be able to become a better isolation player, you know. And now, you know, we'll see on the upcoming season how, you know, he put that into play.
You know, let me just bring this up real quick, because you were an import, again, 12 countries, so you have all that experience being an import. Being an import, in with my understanding, is you have a load to carry. At the end of the day, you have a load to carry. Okay, I'm not really sure about the talent in Japan. Are they really gonna rely on their imports as much as, let's say, other leagues rely on their imports? Like in the PBA, bro, like you gotta produce game in, game out. So in the B League, when you look at these Filipino sign or the Asian imports, do they really have to carry much of the load? Like 30? Does he really have to carry the team?
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't.
He
So
doesn't. The reason why, and sometimes you have to say this. It all depends on the structure, the offensive structure and the defensive structure. All depends on the talent that you have on the team. So if 30 is on a team that doesn't have too much talent, he has to be able to carry that load, along with the 2 imports or 3 imports that they have from America or wherever else in the world. You know, um, his situation, I feel that he has pieces around him, but other situations, it all depends on the kind of local players that you have.
yeah.
And you'll figure that out the second day, if not the first,
And he had a year. He had a year to figure it out. He had one whole year. I think
Exactly.
all of these guys that we're gonna talk about or we're talking about they have their own advantages. Kobe may be the youngest. Kobe may have the highest ceiling. But when you talk about 30, 1 year under your belt is big. 1 year under your belt in a different country and
Absolutely.
you're going back, you already feel at home. People know you, your teammates know you better, your teammates know you more. So I think that in itself, coming into the season, he will be the more or the most composed one. Or like I've been here for a year already. So you won't see like first game jitters. Maybe some, but like no adjustment anymore for 30 because he's been playing there for a year. But bro, Brandon Hawato. All right. I think we're moving towards the top 3 guys that were most we expect the most this coming season. Okay, let's start with Brandon Hawato
Okay.
because he's your guy. You played with him.
Yes.
You know him personally. I've covered him a couple times when I was analyzing abroad or around Southeast Asia. So Brandon Hawato, was this something that you expected? Did you know that he was going to sign in the B League?
Yeah, I knew, Brandon's my best friend, man. So I knew when he was going to sign. I knew all about the process that he was going through. He always comes and asks me for advice. So, I gave him a big brother's advice, just keep everything on the hush and, just continue to work, get your body to the strongest, get your body as best as possible. You know, I gave him the best advice. What
Yeah.
I think that he's going to do really, I think that he's going to do really well. I feel that he's going to do really well because he has been in this situation before in the ABL. We can sit here and compare certain teams and say, oh, they're not as tough as the B.1 Japanese league, but I can tell you that the ABL is just as tough as the Japanese league, if not tougher. So when you put Brandon in a situation like that with experienced players and high IQ Japanese locals, he's going to be in a situation that he's going to do very well. He knows how to pass. He knows how to play defense. He's very energetic. And on top of that, the fans are going to love him. So I think he's going to fit right into Brex.
Yep. And they came in, they were runners up last year, but they had Ryan Rossiter, and that was a big piece to lose. Can Brian Hawato maybe not fill in the shoes of Brian Rossiter, but collectively, can they make up for that loss in Ryan Rossiter?
Absolutely. But when we're talking about championship, only time will tell, but Brandon Hawato he is an amazing talent. So, he's a very, very young, talented guy. So, they have something to build on with him and build around.
The B League is very, very fortunate to sign like someone like Brandon Hawato. All right, Kiefer Ravena. Kiefer Ravena, one of the most popular guys in the Philippines, popular hoopers in the Philippines, not just in the Philippines, and all around the world. People know Kiefer. Kiefer Ravena is the Filipino Mamba. Okay, you
very,
have
very nice guy. Very nice guy. He's like a little brother to me also.
Oh, very nice guy. One of the nicest guys. One of the realest guys you can. Yeah. So when Kiefer signed with the B League, there was a situation wherein he was already under contract over in the PBA with NLEX, but they sorted things out. So hopefully he can be with the Shiga Lake Stars when they start. Kiefer, I believe, okay, out of all the guys, we haven't talked about Ray Parks yet, but I believe Kiefer is gonna have the best statistical individual season out of all of them. That's my take. And I really believe, because I've seen Kiefer go to work. I've seen his work ethic, how much of a professional he is. And I've seen him really have a big impact in a game, especially when the ball is in his hands. And signing with a team that was 23 and 36, I assume they're looking for a go-to guy. And Kiefer was born to be a go-to guy. So for me, I believe Kiefer will have the best individual season out of all the Asian imports.
Well, just like I stated before, it all depends on the situation that you're in. If you're in a situation that the locals that you have are not as, I could say it. I don't want to say strong, but
not as experienced.
Not as high IQ, not as experienced as other teams, then of course they're gonna look for major production from Kiefer, and then the statistical part, it's gonna increase. And can you say yes, it's gonna be higher than the other imports that are there? Sure.
Yeah.
So it all depends on the situation.
Yeah, we're not really sure yet how it will translate to wins, but
time will tell.
Time will tell. We'll see once Kiefer settles in, once Kiefer understands who his teammates, how he can maximize his teammates. But I know Kiefer's gonna go to work. Kiefer has a mind of
I know he's gonna go to. He's definitely gonna go to work. Yeah,
experience in everything.
He's definitely gonna go to work. Yeah.
So I think this is the opposite of Ray. Okay, Kiefer and Ray are both studs. Okay, they're both great guys on and off the court. You can rely on them to carry the load. I think this is the biggest difference, though. Kiefer is getting into a situation wherein they were struggling last season. Ray is coming into a situation wherein this team was strong last season. Okay, they missed the playoffs by only 2 games. So, and Ray out of all the Filipinos that have signed, Ray is the only Filipino who is coming into a winning team, a winning situation. So that may affect his stats. That may affect his usage rate because he's going to fill in a role. But that's the biggest difference between Kiefer and Ray. So what can you say about Ray's situation?
What I'm going to say about Ray's situation is that you have to understand that Ray is Filipino, but at the same time, he didn't learn to play in the Philippines.
He's an import.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So is he going to fit into that team? Nice. Yes, he will. Is he going to help that team? Yes, he will. And Ray's a natural born scorer. So that's the piece. That's the two games that you missed the playoffs with. That was Ray's situation. Ray was supposed to be on that team, and that's who they were missing. So is he going to take them over the hump? Yes, I believe so, because he knows how to play. Does he need to score 30 points a game? No, he does not. But he will be a piece that will be significant, will be a role of importance, So I see big things ahead for Ray, helping this team out and helping them to get over the hump.
Originally, when we talked about this, we had our top 3 guys whom we feel like are going to have right away impact the league or their teams. Let's make it 5 now, because 30 we can't disregard 30. He has 1 year under his belt. We can't put Kobe Paras there just because of the talent and again the ceiling that he has. So out of the 5, I think I'm still going with Kiefer. Call me biased. Kiefer's my boy. I mean, all of them, Kobe, Ray, 30, but just that experience and knowing Kiefer, like his mind works, like he's different. He's different. Talent is there, IQ is there, experience is there, confidence is there. Like he doesn't care really because he's been under the spotlight since he was born. Okay, so Kiefer's my guy. Statistically, individually, his team will have the biggest jump. Also, I believe because of the acquisition of a Kiefer Ravena. Who are you going with? Are you going with your boy Brandon?
Well, you don't have to answer for me. I'm going to answer for you.
Brandon?
Yes, I am. Absolutely. Absolutely. You do not need to answer for me. I'll tell you how it is.
Okay, so why Brandon? Why Brandon?
Because I have been on the court with Brandon, and like I tell you, I'm around him all the time. We train all the time, and when you're around someone and you know their mentality and you see what they have gone through, what they have gone through in the past and how hard they have worked to get back and how hard they work, period, as an individual and their mindset, it's unbelievable. Plus the numbers that he put up in the FIBA Asia games, his will to win, his mentality, his mindset, plus he works just as hard as me. We try to outwork each other. So, I put my money on Brandon, because I've been through war. I've been to war with Brandon, So I'm putting my money on him.
Yeah,
I love all the other guys. Trust me, and they know I love them. Kiefer knows I love him. I reached out to Kiefer when he was going through that crazy stuff, with the PBA and all that, and I gave him words of encouragement, and he will tell you that personally. I was reaching out to him every couple of days, seeing how he's doing, what's his mentality like, and I was being a big brother. That's what I am. I'm a big brother to a lot of these guys, and he's going to do well. 30 is going to do well. 30, I think 30, like you said, 30 is going to have a big jump because he has a year under his belt. He knows what the system is. He knows how physical the league is. He knows how to play in the league, and that's what people have to notice. And people have to know that when someone steps into a different league for the first time, it's going to take about a month to really figure out how these guys are playing, if not earlier, depending on your role, So just like this example of this coach wants to go fast.
That's Kiefer's.
You have to go fast with IQ. You can't go fast with no IQ because your team is just going to look like a chicken with the neck cut off. So you have to make sure that they have IQ and the players know what position to be in at all times. And, let's see how that works out.
Yep.
Let's definitely see how that works out. But I know that they all are going to do well. But my top pick is definitely Brandon because I have been to war with Brandon, and I've seen Brandon on the highest level, University of Hawaii. I've seen Brandon on the ABL level. He's an ABL champion with my coach here now, Coach Rawson. So I know what type of player he is.
I think it's pretty obvious that we went with guys that we know personally. We've seen how they work. We've seen what they could do. Say the least, like they've proven themselves to us. Like we've seen them firsthand and we've experienced and talked to them, picked their brains, like understand, like we've understood like how they think about the game, how they go about with the game, how professional they are. But you brought up being an import. Okay. I didn't play in 12 different countries, but I've been an import in Thailand. I was an import for a while in Singapore. So I want to ask you this because I really want to know your take.
But let me tell you this. Let me tell you something. Hold on a minute now. Don't downplay yourself, brother. Don't downplay yourself. You're a great player.
I know, but guys, I'm talking Lester Prosper, guys. The guy put up 40 and 25 in the PBA. And
I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you, man.
Okay.
Come on, Mike.
All right.
Don't doubt yourself, man.
With what I have experienced playing in Singapore for a month in the Merlion Cup, more so the physical side of things. Obviously, playing physically, it's taxing, it's tiring. But the mental aspect of being an import brought into you fly into a country wherein basically you have no family. All you have are your teammates. The language barrier is crazy, to be honest with you. I don't know if in Japan there are a lot of, I'm sure he has a lot of translators there. I'm sure there are guys who can actually speak English, especially the imports. But how taxing is it to be in a new environment?
It's
When, bro, hold
if you
up. When you're winning, it's easy. When you're winning, it's easy. If you're playing well, it's easy. But once those 3-game losing streaks happen, you're struggling. They're defending you well. You're not dropping the same stats that you have been. That's when it gets tricky. That's when it gets tough. So what can you say about that? Because I'm sure you've experienced that all your life.
Well, okay. So first of all, as an import,
Yep.
when you're going to a country, you do your research before you go to the country, right? After that, when you get to the country, you have to respect the culture, everything. I played in Hong Kong. You get to Hong Kong, you respect the culture. You learn the culture, you respect it. I played in the Philippines. You get to the Philippines, you respect the people. You carry yourself accordingly. You know, it's all about respecting the culture first. When you step onto the court, imagine this, that what I imagine, and this is my new mindset. I imagine I'm the team owner, right?
Okay.
And I'm investing my money, to play, right? I'm investing my money into this team to be able to take it to another level. So imagine you were a team owner and you're hands-on, right? Wouldn't you want to go hard? Wouldn't you want to make that team good and do everything in your power to make that team good? Unless you don't like winning. If you don't like winning and you're just there to collect a check, that's fine. But just know overseas, if you're just there to collect a check, it's really not going to last for the most part, unless you're extremely lucky. But for the most part, if you think that you're just going to walk through and go through the motions, you are not going to last. And I'm telling you that right now. So take this mentality, and whoever is listening, take this mentality. When you come to a country, you respect it. After you respect it, you step on the court, you respect it, and you treat that team like you were investing your own money. So what you do, you go hard or go home. That's it.
That's the thing with imports. They can send you home. They can send you home.
Listen, in the Philippines, I've seen guys come in one day, boom. Next, they'll pay the $7,000 business class to get you there, but they'll send you back in that exit, bro. Don't play around.
That's the thing. When you're a local, like, you can come in, you have time to adjust. Really, they're gonna give you the opportunity. When you're an import, man, I've seen that too in the PBA. They see you in practice. Let's say jet lag. You have a bad practice. Okay, it's okay, jet lag. But we have a game tomorrow. You didn't drop. You didn't contribute. You were at like 1-15, and then they're gonna say, okay, jet lag next game. I feel like they're gonna give you like 2-3 games tops to play for you to adjust. That's it.
Well, let me tell you what I've done. Oh, I should say what I did.
Yeah.
When I came to the Philippines, is that when I joined the Terra Firma, I got off the plane. I slept 1 or 2 days. I went to practice immediately, of course. Got acclimated. Spoke to my teammates. Spoke to Rashawn, of course. He was the first guy I spoke to. Spoke to CJ. And then I just picked up the ball and just shoot. Learned the plays with the coach. We ran 5-on-5. Then after practice, I did a lot of jump hooks with the heavy ball with the coach. And then after practice was finished, I rested, woke up, called my driver. My driver came downstairs. He came upstairs and told me, let's go right to the gym. He rebounded for me. And he was actually rebound for me with no shoes on. Willie, shout out to Willie, by the way. So he rebounded for me. And tell you the truth, with all the reps that I got up at 2 a.m. in the morning, I have never, that's why I'm telling you, basketball in the Philippines is godly. It's a religion, because what driver, that's up with his client at 2 a.m. rebounding for me because he wants to see me have success.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I always took Willie out to dinner to the best restaurants in the Philippines. And you can ask him, you know, I took him out to the best restaurants in the Philippines all the time. We're always down in BGC. Everybody, when they see me with Willie, you know. It's amazing. When you come to the Philippines, you have to be able to respect an organization like that. You have to be able to, you know, come there and just make that team yours.
Yep.
You know, and to be able to uplift the locals. Because when you uplift the locals, it's going to be a hard team to beat. And that's why we went on that run. And Terra Firma was not getting blown out by 50 points every game anymore.
Yo, they just won 3 straight out here.
Exactly.
They just won 3 straight.
Exactly. Look what they're doing now. You know, look what they're doing now. We're in the chat. We're talking every day. I'm like, yes, congrats, guys. Keep it going. Because you know what? I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. You know, and when I get back there, they all have to train with me. James have to train with me. I have Aldrich. All these guys have to train with me. And this is what we are putting together. And it's because it started here. Lester Prosper, Coach John, you know, Doc Eby. It started with our mindset. And it's gonna get better. Trust me.
And man, they won 3 straight. They beat 2 championship
teams. They beat
Ginebra and San Miguel back to back. Ginebra, San Miguel. They went up against Blackwater. They still got the dub, and then they're looking great. And I feel like when you talk about Terra Firma or Colombian or even Kia to start, there were only 3 times that I felt like they were relevant. When PJ Ramos was there, when someone named Lester Prosper was there, and then now they're making waves. Those are the 3 like years or conferences that was like, okay, Kia or Terra Firma or Colombian Jeep, they're a team to look out for. It's exciting basketball. They may not get the win. They may not get the win at like every game, but you can expect them to go hard and compete, right?
Absolutely.
And, man, the PBA is still, you know, it's fun to watch. PBA, I'm sure you're still updated. Like you said, you still have a group chat with Coach John.
Yeah.
Have a group chat with Aldrich and all those guys, but they got a lot of new faces there in Terra Firma.
Absolutely, and those guys are ready to work hard. But yeah,
you ready to talk about the PBA next episode, bro?
Let's do it.
But you already know, guys. There you have it, man. It's exciting times ahead for the B League, especially for us Filipinos. A lot of Filipino hoopers are flying out to the B League and representing all of us. But not just that, Asian imports. Brandon Hawato, of course, best friend of Lester Prosper. He's looking forward to seeing his guy produce and really ball out in the B League, man. And lastly, Willie, wherever you are.
If he does not produce, I'm gonna give you $500 US. I will.
Oh, right there, calling it.
That's a bet.
I mean, I'm not gonna pray for Brandon Hawata not to produce, but that's how confident. That's what I'm gonna say. That's how confident Lester Prosper is in Brandon Hawata and his ability to really affect the game. But please, this is gonna go on. This episode is gonna be timeless. It's gonna be posted.
I'll bet,
so I can go back to this.
500. I'll bet 500 Shiba Inu. $500.
Shiba Inu. I'm gonna get on that. You have to explain that to me a little bit more because I'm not there yet. Maybe I'm not experienced enough yet to get in that, but I'm gonna hold you to that. Okay, we're gonna talk about that.
Just buy it and hold. Don't worry about it,
guys. I mean, this is just the first. This is the first episode with me, Mikee Reyes, and Lester Prosper. You guys already know that we're gonna talk about a lot more basketball and a lot more news, updates, issues. And you know, Lester's just gonna be Lester. He's just gonna speak his mind.
That's it.
We're not gonna play safe out here. We're gonna give you points that we really believe in. We can be wrong, but we're gonna tell you what we feel and what we think. But
well, I believe in Shiba Inu, so you guys need to just buy some.
That's a hot take right there for Lester Prosper, not just on the court, but also off the court. But man, I can talk hoops with you all day. I can talk hoops with you for hours, but we're going to have to save some for next episode. All right. So
absolutely.
Lastly, for all the B-League players, all the imports, all the new imports, and maybe like Ray Parks, who has been an import before, what can you say or what advice can you give? Because for me, one takeaway that I had with you talking about it earlier is embrace the culture. You're not bigger than the league. You shouldn't think that you're bigger than any team that you're signing for. Something that maybe some superstars struggle with. I've seen that. I've seen those cases with imports, like they struggle with that. I don't blame them. I really don't know how it is to be in that situation. But what can you give? What advice can you give the new imports and the imports in the B League?
Just go over there, embrace the culture, work hard, uplift your teammates. That's it. And I guarantee you, if you don't have a successful season doing that, I could guarantee you this: you will have a respectful season, being respected by your peers.
There you have it, man. Straight to the point. Lester Prosper, as always. Again, to everyone watching right now, thank you very much for catching the very first episode of East Asia Super League Shoot Around, the new and premier podcast show covering the top Asian teams and players and news all around the continent. And man, I'm just very, very excited to keep talking hoops with you. Again, Lester, I'm going to see you next week. Hey, good luck to you. Good luck to you over there. I know you just signed also with your team. I'm happy.
Yep.
I'm excited to see you hoop. That's the only thing I want, man. Just to see you hoop.
Yeah, I'm updating you guys. I'm updating you guys all the time. You know.
But yeah, follow us on Instagram. There you have it. So you can be updated, especially with Lester's whereabouts. He's been posting runs with NBA hoopers, and I've been very entertained. Guys, I've been entertained just looking at his feed. All right, so follow follow Lester Prosper. That's what's your handle, bro? It's not Lester Prosper.
Mr. Prosper. Mr.Prosper.
Again, there you go, man. Follow Lester Prosper, me at Mikee.Reyes. Again, this is East Asia Super League Shoot Around. The name is Mikee Reyes. And thank you very much again, Lester Prosper. Y'all stay safe. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Peace and love. And we'll see you next episode.